If you're over 60 and heading to the airport, this is something you really need to hear. There's one mistake a lot of people make at airport security, and it can slow you down, get you pulled aside, or even make you miss your flight. Hi, I'm Jet Set Herooo, and today I want to help you avoid that headache. I've watched so many travelers over 60 run into problems at security, not because they're doing anything wrong, but because they didn't know what to expect. Honestly, my own parents have made this mistake too. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the rules you need to know, the common mistakes to avoid, and the big mistake that catches so many seniors by surprise. I'll also give you some easy tips so you can get through security faster, with less stress. So if you're flying soon, or even just thinking about it, stick around. Let's make sure you're ready for that security line and don't get stuck or delayed. Nobody wants to be the one holding things up at the airport. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe. It's completely free, and as a thank you, you'll get a free senior packing list. Just send me an email at jetset23@gmail.com after you've subscribed, and I'll send it straight to your inbox. Let's get started, so you're ready for that security line and won't get stuck or delayed. Let's start with some good news. If you're 75 or older, the TSA actually has a few rules that make things a little easier for you at airport security. But here's the thing, not everyone knows about them, and even fewer people take advantage of them. For example, if you're 75 or older, you usually don't have to take off your shoes or light jackets when you go through the security checkpoint. That's right, you can keep them on unless something sets off the scanner. This small rule can save you time and hassle, especially if bending down to remove shoes isn't easy. There's also a program called TSA Cares. This is a free service where you can call ahead and get special help at security if you have any medical conditions, disabilities, or just feel anxious about the screening process. They can arrange for a TSA officer to help guide you through, explain the steps, and make sure you're comfortable. Another thing to remember, even though the TSA tries to be flexible, you'll still have to follow certain rules, like the liquids policy and screening of electronics. But knowing these age-related benefits ahead of time can help you move through faster and with less stress. Bottom line, the TSA has made some adjustments for seniors, but you've got to know about them to use them. And as we move forward, you'll see why skipping these simple advantages or ignoring other helpful resources can lead to that big mistake we're talking about. Now let's talk about the mistakes, because honestly, most people don't even realize they're making them until it's too late. The first big mistake, overpacking your carry-on. I get it, you want to keep everything with you. Snacks, meds, an extra sweater, maybe even some souvenirs. But if your bag is stuffed to the brim, it's more likely to get pulled aside for extra screening. The TSA needs to see what's inside, and if things are jammed in tight, that's harder for them to do. Keep it organized and leave a little space so it's easy for them, and you, if they need to take a look. Another common issue is wearing clothes or accessories that slow you down. Belts with big metal buckles, lots of jewelry, shoes with complicated laces. They all set off alarms or take extra time to remove. Try to wear simple, comfortable clothing and save the fancy stuff for after you land. Then there's not having your ID and boarding pass ready. You'd be surprised how many people get to the front of the line and start digging through their bag or pockets. By that point, you're already holding up the line and you're feeling rushed. Have those documents in hand before you even get to the TSA agent. It makes things smoother for everyone. One mistake that trips up a lot of seniors is misunderstanding the liquids rule. The TSA's 311 rule says you can bring liquids, gels, and aerosols in containers of 3.4 ounces, 100 milliliters, or less, and they all have to fit in one clear, quart-sized bag. But here's what many travelers don't know. If you have medically necessary liquids, like prescription creams or liquid medications, those are allowed in larger amounts. You just need to declare them to the officer at screening. And finally, a small but important mistake, forgetting to empty your pockets. Things like tissues, coins, or even a phone left in your pocket can make the scanner beep, leading to extra screening. Always double-check before you walk through. These may sound like small things, But together, they can cause delays, frustration, and even missed flights. And remember, this isn't even the big mistake yet, but it's all connected. The more mistakes you can avoid up front, the smoother your airport experience will be. Okay, here it is, the big mistake that so many travelers over 60 make at airport security. And honestly, it's a mistake that's easy to fix once you know about it. The big mistake is not taking advantage of the resources and programs that are already there to help you. That's it. So many seniors go through airport security the hard way, standing in long lines, taking off shoes, pulling out laptops, and getting stressed out, when there are ways to skip most of that hassle. One of the biggest missed opportunities is not signing up for TSA PreCheck. This program lets you go through a faster security lane where you don't have to remove your shoes, belt, light jacket, laptop, or liquids. It's a game changer, especially if you travel more than once a year. And yes, seniors absolutely qualify for it. It's a simple application and a short interview, and it's good for 5 years. Another resource people forget about is asking for help at the airport. Some travelers feel embarrassed or shy about asking for assistance, but there's no need. The TSA has passenger support specialists. These are trained officers who can help you through the screening process if you need extra time, have medical devices, or just want someone to explain things step by step. All you have to do is ask for one at the checkpoint, or you can call ahead using the TSA Cares program we talked about earlier. And finally, a lot of people don't stay up to date on current TSA procedures. The rules do change sometimes, especially after big events or during public health emergencies. Not knowing the latest guidelines can lead to surprises at the checkpoint, which means extra screening or having to throw something away. By not using these resources, PreCheck, TSA Cares, passenger support specialists, and keeping up with current rules, you're making airport security harder on yourself than it needs to be. And that's the big mistake, going it alone, when there are tools and people ready to help make your experience smoother and faster. The good news, it's never too late to start using them. Now that you know what to avoid, let's talk about what you should do to make airport security as easy as possible. First, arrive early. I know you've probably heard this a million times, but it's worth repeating. Give yourself plenty of time, not just to get through security, but in case there are extra checks or long lines. For most flights, arriving at least 2 hours early for domestic and 3 hours early for international is a safe bet. It's much better to have extra time at the gate than to be rushing. Next, dress smart. Try to wear clothes that won't slow you down. Slip-on shoes are a great choice, since you may still need to take them off if you're under 75, or if you're asked to by TSA. Avoid belts with big metal buckles, and leave the heavy jewelry in your carry-on until after security. Another simple tip, organize your carry-on bag. Keep things like your laptop, liquids bag, and any medications easy to reach. That way, if you're asked to pull something out, you're not digging through everything. A small pouch for travel documents can also save you time when showing your ID and boarding pass. And don't forget, if you have medical devices or implants, tell the TSA officer before you go through the scanner. It can save time and avoid confusion. By following these small tips, arriving early, dressing smart, keeping things organized, and communicating your needs, you're setting yourself up for a smooth, stress-free security check. And remember, the goal isn't just to get through the line, it's to start your trip feeling calm and ready to enjoy your journey. So there you have it, everything you need to know to avoid the big mistakes at airport security, especially after 60. Remember, it's not about rushing through, it's about being prepared. We covered the small mistakes, like overpacking or forgetting the liquids rule, and we talked about the big mistake, not using the resources that are already there to help you. Whether it's TSA PreCheck, TSA Cares, or asking for a passenger support specialist, these tools can make flying so much easier. I hope these tips help you feel more confident the next time you travel. If you've got any of your own airport security hacks or stories, I'd love to hear them in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could use these tips. Thanks for watching, and safe travels!